Welcome back, my dear students. अस्सलामु अलैकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू। हमारा जो टॉपिक था वो था टाइप्स ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन। ये जो टॉपिक है ये आज हम कंप्लीट करने जा रहे हैं। अप टू दिस टाइम वी हैव डिस्कस्ड ऑटोट्रॉफिक मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. As I told you already, there are 6 types of heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Number first, saprotrophic mode of nutrition, mixotrophic mode of nutrition, osmotrophic mode of nutrition, and symbiotic mode of nutrition. We have discussed all these 4 types, and today we will move towards the remaining 2 types of heterotrophic mode of nutrition. They are parasitic nutrition and holozoic nutrition. Yes. So today we shall take first parasitic mode of nutrition. This is 5th type. Parasitic nutrition. Shabash. What is parasitic mode of nutrition, or what is parasitism? Parasitism. What is parasitism or parasitic mode of nutrition? It is the relationship between the 2 individuals in which one is benefited and the other is harmed. Okay. The organism which is benefited is called parasite, and the organism which gets harmed is called host. The relationship between the 2 is called parasitic relationship, parasitism, or parasitic mode of nutrition. Okay, we will write here. It is the relationship between 2 individuals, 2 organisms, in which one is benefited and other is harmed. The organism which is benefited, is called a parasite, and the organism which is harmed is called host. Shabash, समझ आया? It is the relationship between the 2 organisms in which one is benefited and the other is harmed. The organism which derives benefit, which gets benefit from the other, is called a parasite, and the organism which gets harmed in this relationship, that is called a host. Okay. The relationship between the 2 is called parasitic nutrition or parasitism. Okay. The study of these parasites is called parasitology. Study of parasites is called parasitology. Parasitology is one of the important field of biology which deals with the study of parasites. Okay. Shabash. Now there are different types of parasites. Okay. Types of parasites. Shabash, try to understand. Number first, ectoparasite. Ectoparasite is the parasite which gets food on the body of the host, or we can say which lives on the body of the host. It gets food on the body of the host. body of the host. That is called ectoparasite. For example, lice, ticks, mites, fleas. All these are ectoparasites. So ectoparasite gets food on the body of the host. Okay. So number next, endoparasite. 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 Shall I try to understand? Endoparasite lives inside the body of the host, or we can say it gets food within the body of the host. Endoparasite, it lives inside the body of the host. It lives inside the body of the host. That is called endoparasite. For example, ascaris, plasmodium, tinea. All these are endoparasites. Endoparasite lives within the body of the host, or we can say it gets food within the body of the host. So it is called endoparasite. For example, ascaris, roundworm, plasmodium, malarial parasite, tinea, human tapeworm. Shabash. Number next type, permanent parasite. Permanent parasite, or we can say obligatory parasite. Obligatory parasite, or hollow parasite. Shabash. What are permanent parasites? Obligatory parasites, hollow parasites. Permanent parasite is the parasite which always lives along with the host. Okay. It is permanently associated with the host. Okay. It always lives along with the host. It always lives along with the host. Okay. So it is called a permanent parasite, or we can say obligatory parasite, or hollow parasite. Shabash. Example, ascaris, tinea, plasmodium. There are so many examples. These are permanent parasites, or we can say obligatory parasites. Okay. Number next, fourth type, facultative parasite. Oh, what are facultative parasites? Facultative parasite is the parasite which lives along with the host or without host. It means that it leads both parasitic and non-parasitic existence. Okay. It lives along with the host, or without host. Okay. It is called a facultative parasite. For example, soil nematodes. You might have heard about nematodes. Nematodes are the parasitous organisms which belong to Nemathelminthes. You might have read Animal Kingdom. You might have heard about nematodes. They are the parasites. They belong to Nemathelminthes. So some nematodes are present in soil. If they find the host, they live along with the host. If they do not find any host, they can lead life without host. Means that they can lead non-parasitic existence also. They are called facultative parasites, for example, soil nematodes. Okay. Shabash. The number next type, periodic parasites. Periodic parasites or temporary parasites. Temporary parasite. Periodic parasites or temporary parasites. What are periodic or temporary parasites? Shabash. Periodic parasite or temporary parasite is the parasite which gets food from the host and then leaves. Okay, they are called periodic parasites or temporary parasites. They get food from the host and then leave. Very important example, mosquito. Mosquito sucks blood in human beings and then leaves. No, mosquito is here periodic parasite. It periodically comes, sucks blood and then leaves. That is why it is called a temporary parasite. Okay. So number next type. Number next, that is hyperparasite. As the name indicates, hyperparasite क्या है बेटा? Hyperparasite. शाबाश. When one parasite infects another parasite, or we can say when one parasite lives within the body of another parasite, that is called hyperparasite, or this process called hyperparasitism. Shabash. In this case, one parasite infects another parasite. One parasite infects another parasite. That is called hyperparasite. Okay. Very important example. Shabash. That is Plasmodium in mosquito. Plasmodium in mosquito. Okay. As you know, Plasmodium, malarial parasite. It has two hosts. One is man, another is mosquito. Okay. So mosquito is also parasite. Plasmodium is also parasite. Plasmodium is present in mosquito. It leads some time within the body of the mosquito. At that time, it is hyperparasite. Okay. It completes its lifespan in mosquito for some time. Okay. So it becomes hyperparasite. So Plasmodium is also a parasite. Mosquito is also parasite. Here Plasmodium lives inside the body of mosquito. So it is hyperparasite. Okay. So this is parasitic mode of nutrition. Let us move towards the last type of heterotrophic mode of nutrition, that is called holotrophic nutrition. Sixth type, holotrophic nutrition. Shabash. Try to understand beta. Holotrophic nutrition. It is the type of nutrition in which organisms take complex food and break it into simple products by enzymes. It is the type of nutrition in which organisms take complex food and break it into simple products by enzymes. Shabash. It is a type of nutrition in which organisms take complex food and break it into simple products by enzymes. That type of nutrition is called holotrophic nutrition. Okay. This holotrophic nutrition is also called as Holozoic nutrition. Why so? Because it is most common in animals. That is why this type of nutrition is also called as Holozoic nutrition. It is also called as Holozoic nutrition. As it is most common in animals. Okay. Since it is most common in animals, holo means whole, zoic means animal. Mostly all animals show holozoic mode of nutrition. Okay. Shabash. It is also called as, this holotrophic nutrition is also called as phagotrophic nutrition. It is also called as phagotrophic nutrition. Why so? Because the organisms take complex food. That complex food is either solid or liquid. Here the phagotrophic means organisms take complex solid or liquid food. That is why this type of nutrition is also called as phagotrophic nutrition. Okay. Now another name. It is also called as ingestive nutrition. It is also called as ingestive nutrition. Why so? Why it is called ingestive nutrition? Because the organism showing this type of nutrition can ingest food through mouth. Because organisms take food through mouth. Okay. Shabash, try to understand. Holotrophic nutrition is the nutrition in which organisms take complex food and break it into simple products by enzymes. It is also called as holozoic nutrition. Why so? Because it is most common in animals. Okay. It is also called as phagotrophic nutrition. Why so? Because the complex food they take is either solid or liquid. It is also called as ingestive nutrition. Why so? Because here the organisms take food through mouth. Those organisms which take food through mouth, they show holotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay. Shabash. Okay. Now holotrophic nutrition is of further following types. Many types. You might have heard only 3 types. But you know, this holotrophic nutrition is divided into 14 types. Ghabrana nahi, 14 types. Inshallah, I will make it easy. It is divided into 14 types. Particularly, NEET aspirants should be very particular here. It is divided into 14 types. Ghabrane ki baat nahi hai. I will make it easy, very easy. Okay. Holotrophic mode of nutrition. Number first, herbivorous. Okay. Herbivorous are the animals which feed on plants. For example, cattle. घबराने की बात नहीं है. You remember only definition and example. Okay. Herbivorous are the animals which feed on plants, which are plant eaters, like cattle, cow, sheep, goat, etc. Okay. Number next, carnivorous. 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 They feed on flesh. They feed on flesh or meat. Meat eaters, for example, lion, tiger, leopard. They are carnivorous animals. They feed on flesh. Okay. Number next is omnivorous. Omnivorous. What are omnivorous animals? Omnivorous. They feed on both plants and flesh. Omnivorous. They feed on plants and flesh. Plants and flesh. For example, human beings, bear, etc. वो herbivorous animals, they feed on plants like cattle. Carnivorous animals, they feed on flesh or meat. For example, lion, tiger, leopard. Omnivorous animals, they feed on plants as well as flesh. For example, human beings, deer, etc. Okay. Shabash, try to understand. Number next, insectivorous. Insectivorous animals, as the name indicates, they feed on insects. Yes, feed on insects. For example, frog. Insectivorous. Shabash, scavengers. They feed on dead bodies. Scavengers, they feed on dead bodies of animals. For example, jackal, vulture. Scavengers. Shabash. Number next, predators. Predators are the organisms which feed on smaller ones. These are larger animals. They feed on smaller ones directly. Predators, they feed on larger animals. Feed on smaller animals. Larger animals feed on smaller animals. For example, lion feeds on deer directly. Okay, these are called predators. They cause predation. They directly kill these smaller animals. For example, lion kills deer. Okay. For insectivorous, they feed on insects. For example, frogs. Scavengers, they feed on dead bodies of animals. For example, jackal, vulture. Predators, larger animals feed on smaller ones. For example, lion feeds on deer. Okay. Number next type. Sanguivorous. Sanguivorous means they feed on blood. For example, mosquito, leech. Mosquito, they suck blood of human beings. This mosquito sucks human blood. Okay, leech sucks blood from the cattle. Okay, they are sanguivorous. They are blood suckers. They feed on blood. Yes. Number next, frugivorous. They feed on fruit juices. Okay, feed on fruit juices. For example, bats, birds. They feed on fruit juices. Frugivorous animals. Okay. Shabash. Number next, folivorous. Folivorous. Folivorous animals. Folivorous. What are folivorous animals? They feed on leaves. They feed on leaves. Feed on leaves. They feed on leaves. For example, sheep. Sheep. Okay. Sanguivorous animals, they feed on blood, mosquito, leech. Frugivorous animals, they feed on fruit juices, bats, birds. Folivorous animals, they feed on leaves. For example, sheep. Okay. Shabash, very easy. You remember here definition and example. That is sufficient. Okay. Number next, piscivorous. Piscivorous animals. What are piscivorous animals? They feed on fish. Feed on fish. Feed on fish. For example, kingfisher, penguins, which are reported in Antarctica. They are piscivorous. Piscivorous are the organisms which totally feed on fish. They are called piscivorous. Kingfisher, penguins. Okay. Number next, detritivorous. 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 What are detritivorous animals? They feed on the organic matter present in mud or soil. Yes, detritivorous. They feed on organic matter present in mud or soil. Okay. They feed on organic matter present in mud or soil. They derive organic matter from mud or soil. Okay. For example, earthworm. It feeds on mud or soil. It gets organic matter there. And those substances which are not absorbed there, they come out along with the fecal matter. Okay. They are called detritivorous. Piscivorous, they feed on fish, kingfisher, penguins. Detritivorous, they feed on organic matter present in mud or soil. For example, earthworm. Okay. Shabash. Number next type, caprophagus. What are caprophagous animals? Caprophagous. They feed on their own fecal matter. Caprophagous. They feed on their own fecal matter. Yes. Very important example, rabbit. Rabbit shows caprophagy. It feeds on its own fecal matter, only to digest completely cellulose. Okay. Caprophagous animals or caprophagy, they feed on their own fecal matter. Yes. Number next, granivorous. What are granivorous animals? They feed on grains. Granivorous animals, they feed on grains. For example, very important example, pigeon. Pigeons are commonly found in the premises of mosques. Why? There is rice grains. Rice grains are over there. That is why pigeons are most common in the premises of mosques. Okay, granivorous animals. So caprophagus, they feed on their own fecal matter. Rabbit. Granivorous, they feed on grains. For example, pigeon. Okay. Number next, larvivorous animals. What are larvivorous animals? Larvivorous, they feed on larvae. Larvivorous. They feed on insect larvae. Voracious feeders. Larvivorous animals. They feed on insect larvae. Larvivorous animals. They feed on insect larvae. For example, dragonfly, gambusia, fish, dragonfly. These are larvivorous animals. They feed on insect larvae, mosquito larvae. Yes. Number next. 14th type. Shabash. Myrmecophagus. What are myrmecophagous animals? Shabash. What are myrmecophagous animals? They feed on ants. Animals which feed on ants are called myrmecophagous animals. Shabash, very important example. Echidna, supine ant eater. Okay. Myrmecophagous, they feed on ants. Larvivorous animals, they feed on insect larvae, dragonfly, gambusia. Myrmecophagous animals, they feed on ants. For example, echidna, supine ant eater. Echidna, it belongs to mammals. Egg-laying mammals, Prototheria. I will add one important type here. One more type, very important. That is called cannibals. What are cannibals? Cannibals are the organisms which feed on their young ones or the members of the same family or species. When the need arises, when they have the food need, suppose there is a shortage of food, food need arises there, because sometimes they feed on their young ones and the members of their own species. Okay. Sometimes organisms feed on their own young ones or members of same family or species. For example, snakes, cockroach. Okay, they are called cannibals. Suppose when food need arises, there is shortage of food need arises, then they feed on their own young ones, or the members of their own species or family. They are called cannibals. For example, snakes, cockroach. Okay. So all these are the types of holozoic or holotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay. You remember only definition example, that is sufficient. Okay. With this, we have concluded first topic, that is called types of nutrition. Okay. For tomorrow, inshallah ta'ala, we will move towards nutrition in man. We have to highlight nutrition in human beings. For that very purpose, we will first study human digestive system. So you are requested to prepare yourself for human digestive system, and you prepare a particular topic that is called digestive system, and in this very topic you prepare buccal cavity. One important part you study, that is palate and tonsils. You come well prepared tomorrow for palate and tonsils. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for this good cooperation.